working? I think it is in fact working. But you know what's not working? My tip jar, and I couldn't get it to work. But I low-key gave up on getting it to work. I'm gonna just keep doing this. No. No. It just don't want to work. Okay. No, I'll do it again. Let's give it one more try. It's just... it just won't, huh? Hi! What's up? I'm trying to get my tip jar to actually work, and it's not doing it right now. But everything else is working, so. Thank you. It's been a while since I've streamed, to be honest. Thank you. You know what's so funny to me about this shirt? Actually, this part, like the lines are green and they're so washed out and faded that the green screen is not registering it as green, and so it won't chroma key it out, and that's really funny to me. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, I know I said one more time before, right? I know I said one more time before, but I want the tip jar to work, so I'm gonna try it again. It just won't. It just won't. Alright, that's the real last time. That's the real last time I'm trying it. Hi! It's Homestuck time again. It's Jane time. I wanted to see, what is this song called? Well, the game froze. This very simple game froze for a quick second, so that's how, huh. That's weird. Maybe it's, but yeah, this very simple game froze. Yeah, that's the right thing. So that's what my computer is doing right now. Today's song is called I Guess. Now I heard James Roach said that this song, like he ended up having to make a new song for her route like an hour before the route had to go live because whoever had to do it, something went wrong. So apparently this was like a 15-second loop that he revamped. So that should be interesting. Oh, that wasn't even the button I wanted to press. I wanted to press this one. Oh no, game. Why are you behaving like this? Oh no. Oh no, computer. Are you good? Oh, which video game? Oh, you know what it was? It was waiting for the name of this chapter is Cooking by the Book. Anyway, it was waiting for you to show up. That's why the game was freezing up. There we go. Cooking by the Book. Befriend Jane. All good signs about the health of my computer at the moment. The Call of Leadership is volume 11. Oh, that's way too loud in my ears. Ah. I want the tip jar to work. I'm doing one more time. This is the real last time. It's a beautiful moonlit night on Alternia. The sky is clear, a cool breeze is blowing, and even the unbearable screeching of the steel-throated bat cricket sounds a little sweeter than usual. And yet, a moment of panic hangs in the air. Oh, hi! Is Dave just still here? Wait, which timeline is this? I don't remember. Ooh. What voice did I do for Carcat? I don't know. Whose route was... No, yeah, Fairy's route was before this. We took... Hey. Game. Pesterquest writers. We took Dave and Jade back home. After the Pettis route, right? They weren't just still here when we met Eridan and Fairy, right? Right? I'll just... Dave, are you okay? Hey! Oh god. What has she done? What is... Thanks, I love that game a lot. Wait a minute. Oh. Is Carcat good? Is Dave good? What's... Anyway, wait. I just noticed that my chat's also not appearing. Oh, I'll probably stream it again at some point. My chat just, Huh. So... But that's working. That's weird. Like, is anybody else having that problem? Because on my end, at least, the thing looks like it's, the levels look like I should be as loud as I normally am. What was I gonna do? I think I'm gonna stop the stream for a hot second. Oh, yeah. Oh, you thought that would break? No. I'm gonna stop the stream for a hot second. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna refresh OBS and see if that fixes it. Okay. Nice. What's going on here? I still don't understand. I really hope the game isn't telling me right now that we did not take Dave and Jade home. And they've just been chilling on Alternia. Dave? Okay. That sounds like that should be some type of, I don't know if it'd be a horror or a rom-com. Vacation on Alternia. Please tell me that's just grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Please just be grub sauce. Okay. Briska. 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 Car Cat, stop being so melodramatic. Okay. Briska. It wasn't even me who did it. Briska. Okay, fine. It was my fault. I admit it. But I'm sure he'll be fine. Why are you here? What's happening? Hold on. She found the treasure that they used to defeat Lord English. That has to count for something. That was her plan, and she did it, and she executed it, right? Right? Like that counts. She she stopped Rose from having a drinking problem in Vriskagram. That's good. 2. There you go. Yeah, Carcat. It's no biggie. I mean, this is obviously the shittiest situation I could possibly be in right now. And like my lawyers will be in touch, don't even think that they won't. But also, it is literally fucking grub sauce, so like chill for 2 seconds, okay? It was actually grub sauce this time. Oh, thank God. Like, I know the idea of me having to swap out soiled ketchup encrusted pants is getting you all hot and bothered under that sweater, but damn, this is a picnic, dude. Are we literally just on vacation? On Alternia right now? Is Jade still here? There are children present, aren't? And just like that, everything's alright. You have single-handedly revolutionized the art of picnicking on Alternia. You've got a huge checkered blanket, a car-sized wicker hamper, an unholy quantity of foods in Tupperware containers, a lively crowd of your best and most recently acquired friends, everything one could possibly need. Okay, so we're having a fun picnic with our friends. Why do we pick Alternia to do this? Why aren't we on like Jade's Island or something? Shit's quaint as fuck out here. I haven't been lazy. My schedule is coming back. My schedule is coming back. I'm probably gonna be doing a lot more Apex than Overwatch. It's not even that I like Apex more. It's just that for some reason, I can't focus on Apex. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm back, I swear. Either, because today's Thursday, right? Either starting tomorrow or starting Monday. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, so I might not be able to. But either tomorrow or actually I might have something to do tomorrow. But if I do something tomorrow, I'll be back Monday for sure. Okay. Oh look, they're standing next to each other. Okay, Rose. So how many tentacles would you say she has, roughly? Let me see. It's okay. Take your time. My interest is, purely scientific. Yes, precisely. Thank you, Kanaya. I'm pretty sure I gave all three of them basically the exact same voice, so this is, This is part of my studies in the field of cryptozoology. It's hardly an exact science, but you can help us make it exacter. Well, that's the problem. I really don't think there's a definite answer. She just has too many. Fascinating. Everyone seems to be having a really great time. You're a pretty good picnic host, if you do say so yourself. You let yourself lie back on the blanket and relax. Nepeta, could you... Wait. I'm so sure Jade had a different voice. I don't know. There's too many people here. Nepeta, could you pass me one of those beautiful green pies, please? No! 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 Oh, sure. Let me just... You're here? You were invited. Okay. It's okay, I got this. Dude. Step off, LMAO. She didn't ask for your help. Everyone's getting along so well. Well, I didn't ask for your opinion on whether the mid-blood human female wanted my help or not. Oh my god, did you seriously just call her that? What is wrong with you? Good question. Guys? Humans don't even have different blood colors, you useless tool. Simply enjoying one another's company. Alright, that... Are they gonna fight? We finna fight? Okay. Alright, that does it. I've had enough of this wishy-washy lumber mill nonsense. And I've had enough of you. Oh, thanks, Nepeta. He wasn't even being talked to. No problem. Eat shit and die. Why don't you make me? It would be my pleasure. Wait, what's going on over there? Oh, you know, the huge. What literally happens every time these two are in the same vicinity. Oh no, dear God, no, not now. This is a disaster. You've got to find some way to stop this before everything you worked for collapses under the weight of pointless, shitty boy drama. You don't have a moment to lose. What's better than this? I really don't remember what I made you sound like, MC. Guys being aliens? Wait, guys being allies? Uh-huh. Oh, hi there, Gamzee. Don't mind you. You're just trying to stop a picnic emergency. Hey, hold on, sister. Let's not be hasty. Right now, we're witnessing the birth of the greatest and, dare I say, most righteous miracle of them all. Gender motherfucking equality. Just like that, everything breaks apart. You wake up alone. It's a cold, dark night on Alternia. The sky is overcast, a harsh wind is blowing, and the only other sound to be heard is your own breathing. Panicked, shaky, you curl up a little tighter in your puddle of blankets in the corner. You try and think back to the wonderful dream you were having, but now it all seems ruined. Okay. Is it bad that, like, none of that read as a dream to me? Because this game is just like that. You are only trying to take a short rest from fomenting revolutionary sentiment among your peers and fixing all their problems, which as it turns out is a full-time job. You just wanted to indulge your imagination for a while and skip to the part where everyone's happy already. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It all seemed so real, so full of potential, like you could get there in an instant if only you tried a little harder. But now it hits you like a cold, wet circus pie filled with cement. Your dream of hope was nothing more than that, with no basis in reality or accurate characterization. Some things are simply too good to be true, and your subconscious clearly knew that all along. It hurts, and you don't know whether to laugh, cry, or just get really, really angry about it. Look. Listen. I'm banning. That's a good question. Imagine. I'm banning any and all. You're not allowed. Nobody's allowed to call me a Dirk Kinney during Dirk's route, okay? But that would be interesting if that was a Doom timeline. You made some wonderful friends over the last few weeks. Months? It's been such a hectic whirlwind of non-stop amicability. I can speak. You're not even sure how long you've been going. You've achieved so much on your quest, you know that for a fact. But now, looking around this empty room, filled with the ghost of memories from a lifetime ago, you can't help but feel despondent. Maybe there are some things you won't ever be able to fix. Man, this blows. For some reason, your thoughts turn to John. He was conspicuously absent from your dream. It feels like you haven't seen him for ages. You miss him. Without really thinking about it, you pick yourself up. You've had enough of this horrible planet for now. Mood. Your friends here will be alright without you for a while. You tell yourself that a few times, just to make sure you believe it, and then... zap! You materialize in a pleasantly familiar suburban neighborhood, standing in front of a pleasantly familiar house. It must be late fall by now. There are barely any leaves left on the trees, and there's a chill in the air. But your heart fills with warmth at the prospect of hanging out with your old friend John again. While your newer friends have all been fun to spend time with, in their own ways, you can't help but feel a special kind of fondness for John. It's not like you play favorites with your chums or anything, but maybe the fact that he was the first friend you met on your journey sets him apart from the others. It's nice to be back on Earth too. You miss being able to go out in the sunshine. Your eyes wander a little, taking in the trees, the grass, the houses, before settling on the mailbox in the yard. A worrying thought occurs to you. Maybe, in getting so caught up with meeting so many new people, John has forgotten all about you. Surely your friendship wouldn't have diminished so quickly, but were you really all that close to begin with? You still feel bad about having thrown his birthday present in the sewer all that time ago. That was just a shitty thing to do, in more ways than one. You were a really bad friend to John, before you were friends with John. You're suddenly overcome with the urge to make it up to him. Instead of making a new friend today, oh, I've got news for you. Why not try being a better friend to one you already have? Taking a peek at the mailbox, there seems to be something inside. Are we ready to just wait? Wasn't there a bomb? Hey, wasn't there a bomb in this? Isn't this mailbox about to explode? Yes, I promise. I'm coming back. Maybe if you make absolutely sure to give it to him this time, that will start to make up for your earlier mistake. Let's get exploded. Yes, we will. I know. I've been testing it out. Honestly, I like the Sentinel, but I'm bad with it. I'm bad with everything that's not the triple take, to be honest. But I'm like, I guess I should say I'm alright with it. But it's fun. And then the way you can charge it up with shield batteries is wild. Nice, good. But let's get exploded. Pull for the post. Yeah, that's an excellent idea. John will be so happy that the mail came with no mishap and so grateful that you, his trusted pal, were able to make it happen. Perhaps you could even pretend it's an apology gift you got for him. Wow, you've gotten so good at being a friend by now it's not even real. Like, I love how I just watched that whole dream sequence go down and nothing, literally no, I had no thoughts. Nothing in my brain was saying, oh, this is fake, this is a dream, because a Homestuck, and especially this game, is just like that. I just accepted that that was happening. There's basically no way this plan can backfire. If you say so. You reach a hand inside the mailbox to grab the package, and then everything goes dark. Yeah. We got exploded. Okay, have fun. Good luck. Get those wins. I made a prediction and it actually came true this time. Alright, let's reconsider. On second thought, that's a terrible idea. Like, holy shit, that's bad. You take a moment to slap yourself around the face for a few minutes, just to rub it in. How could you be so stupid? Thank you, and also, no, you gotta stop calling yourself a Muppet. I need to stop jamming to this music and actually pay attention to the game. The kind of depravity that leads one to desecrate the sanctity of a friend's mailbox is what got you into this mess in the first place. Oh, huh. Looks like the mailman forgot to put up the, you know, the thing. The flappy wingy doodad. The bright red arm dealie on the side of the mailbox. You are quite certain that this thing is supposed to be up when there's mail to be retrieved. Oh! But... Splort? You cannot. Even an idiot could tell you that much, and you are a first-rate idiot. You carefully raise the little flag. Immediately, out of the corner of your eye, you spy movement in an upstairs window. It must be John, scoping out the mail again. Quick as a flash, you zap yourself out of sight and behind a nearby bush. A white cat is hanging out back here. It hisses at you, but you let a wave of crackling retcon energy dance across your palms and the kitty vanishes. It literally just straight up disappears. That's... okay, fine, whatever. It is truth universally acknowledged. It is a truth universally acknowledged that cats can do whatever the hell they want. Except for taking this hiding spot, that is, which you have now commandeered in the name of friendship. Oh ho! This is a much better plan to surprise John. You can't believe you didn't think of it before. You know he loves pranks, and what better prank than to be ambushed by a dear friend? You hope you're still his dear friend. Oh god, you're getting nervous again. You hear the front door open. Shoot, here he comes. There she is. Wait, this isn't John. Oh goodness, no. Why, it appears to be some kind of famous detective type individual, or at least someone in a famous detective disguise. But what's more, you get the strange impression that the person underneath the disguise isn't John either. Whoever it is, they make a beeline for the mailbox. Oh shit, maybe you're watching another mailbox robbery in action. That would explain the need for a disguise, you guess. They reach out their hand. All of a sudden, several things race through your mind unbidden. The smell of burning, a flash of light, pain. Without thinking, you spring into action. Nice! You grab the interloper and zap inside the house. You both materialize in midair and collapse in a heap on the floor. Outside, you hear the telltale sound of an exploding mailbox, because for some reason you know what those sound like. Oh, you're right. You're also right. Is she gonna wear, are we gonna have to look at the Crocker top? I'll be. Phew, that was a close one. Oh lordy, that smarts. What? What on earth just happened? Your companion sits up in a bit of a daze. It looks like the disguise got knocked off in all the kerfuffle. Your hunch was right on the money. This is definitely not John Egbert. She does look oddly familiar though. I like trying to get to the bad endings first, just because they tend to be shorter, but 9 times out of 10, I'll go, I feel like this is the wrong choice, so I'll pick it, and then it'll be the right choice. You take a look out of the window, down into the yard below. Yep, it's just like your ears told you. Where once there was a mailbox, there is now a smoldering wooden stump surrounded by debris. It's a sight to bring a tear to any mailman's eye, fake or otherwise. You turn back around to find the stranger standing over you, looking thoroughly disgruntled. She's pointing a large red spoon directly at your chest. It doesn't really come off as all that threatening, you have to be honest, although she could probably do you at least some form of injury with it. The injury likely wouldn't be all that serious, but you'd try to take it seriously anyway, just to be polite. Now hold on just one moment. Now hold on just one moment, Buster. Who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom? And what in the blue blazes is going on? Come on, spit it out. Oh no, you hate being put on the spot. And the first question was such a tough one too. Who are you? It's something you don't have a definite answer to, even after all this time. Gosh, she does seem awfully confident with that spoon. You begin to entertain the thought that this girl might simply decide to beat you to death with it. You're finding it hard to think amid all the confusion. Didn't she say this was her bedroom? You were dead certain that this was John's house. It is John's house. It even has the tire swing and everything. And this girl, who even is she? John's never mentioned having a sister or anything before, but looking around the room, it's obvious that she lives here, and there's no trace of any of John's things. Did he move house without telling you? The thought makes you so impossibly sad. I can read and speak. Well, if you won't talk, I suppose I'll have to suss the truth out the truth myself. She looks at you very carefully for a moment, before glancing over at one of the posters on the wall. It's a black and white picture of what looks like a daring group of detectives. They're drawn in a fairly minimal style with round, ovoid heads. Immediately, her face lights up in recognition. Oh, I'm 100% from Problem Sleuth. Oh! Oh, I see! Oh, mum's the word! She taps the side of her nose knowingly and winks, and you realize that she's trying to let you know that she knows something that you supposedly both know, but all you really know is that you have no idea what it is. Oh, you're very good! Pretending not to know that which you know that I know that we both know. No, you're telling her you haven't got the foggiest clue what she's talking about. Knowing stuff? How could anyone possibly accuse you of such a thing? Oh, it's alright. I won't tell anyone. Keeping incognito is one of the utmost importance for a problem sleuths like us. Always a pleasure to meet a fellow fan. She seems to be under the impression that you're some sort of cosplayer? Either that, or an undercover agent of some sort. Oh, what the hell, you might as well roll with it. This'll be easier than pretending to be a postal worker, at any rate. Imagine. I don't know, we don't use enough sleuth diplomacy. Hold on a moment. I've got just the thing for a fellow gentle person of taste. She puts the spoon away for a moment, which is a relief, then whips another copy of the poster and a pen out of nowhere and signs it? You've never met or heard of this girl before, and she's just straight up giving you her autograph. You take a look at the signature. The name reads Jane Crocker. Huh. You guess this girl's name is Jane then. Now that we've got that out of the way, nice though it is to make your acquaintance, that doesn't explain what you're doing in my house. Or, come to think of it, how we even got here. Well, it's all very simple actually. Just a boring, everyday example of an innocent bystander stepping in to save an unwitting teen from a parcel bomb with their zappy hell treasure powers. Nothing weird at all. You zap around the room a bit by way of demonstration, ending up back where you started. Transportalization technology. I knew various competitors of ours have been developing something like that for a while, but I had no idea they were already doing field tests. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me. But a parcel bomb, you say? You gesture out of the window at the sad, obliterated remains of the mailbox. There was nothing anyone could do to save it, or its contents. Oh shoot, Jane wasn't expecting any extremely important deliveries, was she? Potentially in the form of significant birthday gifts or a copy of a mysterious computer game? You mean the SBURB Alpha? I'm not surprised you've heard of it. That isn't due for another week, though. Oh, well that's a relief then. No harm done. I wouldn't go quite that far. Alpha notwithstanding, the fact remains that someone tried to blow me up. Oh, okay. So some harm done. Gee, the nerve of some people. You can't fathom who could possibly want to do such a thing, and especially to someone as harmless and personable as Jane here. Oh, come on. One doesn't like to state the obvious, but if I had to guess, it's probably related to my being in line to inherit one of the largest corporations on the planet. Crocker Corp has its enemies. There is no question about that. Oh, of course. That's why her surname was so familiar. We don't speak of Epilogue Jane here. I don't know what you're talking about. Jane is the new face of the Betty Crocker Company. You don't know what you expected, considering what's happened to her on your journey so far. You should have seen this sort of thing coming. Speaking of which, you wonder aloud if anything like this has ever happened before. The only thing that could make this any more surprising is if Jane had been sent similarly life-threatening cargo on any previous occasions. Oh yes! Why, we got mailed something similar just last week, in fact. You try not to think too hard about the fact that Jane apparently fell for the exact same trick 2 weeks in a row. Father was out in the yard, about to take his car out back for a soak, when the About to take his car out back for a soak. Like, you're gonna soak the... Yes. Jane. When the blessed mailbox went up in smoke, it was quite the shock. Ever since then, he's been a bit antsy about me checking the mail myself, but today it arrived while he was out. Good thing, too. He would have thrown a fit if he'd known. I'm barely allowed out of the house as it is. I'm sure he means well, but it can come off as a bit overprotective sometimes. It's plumb ridiculous! A grown lass full of vim and vigor can take perfectly good care of herself. Look at her. Look at her. You don't want to pass hasty judgment on someone's familial situation, but it sounds like Jane's father is just trying to keep her safe. It can't be easy, constantly deflecting death threats away from someone determined to walk right into them. Where is her sense of self-preservation? I suppose it might seem strange to the uninitiated, but you sort of learn to accept it after a while. I've been dodging death ever since I can remember. People seem really determined to do me in. I simply can't explain it. Jesus, wow, that must be pretty rough going. God, that sounds awful actually. Being the eminent ruler of an empire must come with a fair number of people who want you gone. Thinking back to your encounter with Feferi, you suppose that you were recently part of such an attempt yourself, in a manner of speaking. You decline to mention this to Jane, and being reminded of your time on Alternia causes you to lapse into an uncomfortable silence. Jane looks around a little awkwardly before breaking it. So... Not that I'm ungrateful for the fact that you appear to have rescued me from certain peril, but... Oh, right, of course. You're intruding in a complete stranger's home. You'd almost forgotten that this is the first time you and Jane have ever met. Your heart sinks as you consider that, between the vastness of the universe and the determination of those attempting to murder her, this might be the last time you ever meet as well. So are we gonna, Jane offers to show you out. On the way downstairs, you politely ask her how long it's been since her family moved here. Does she know if anyone called John used to live in this house? She gives you a strange look before gesturing to oh god, is that a corpse by the fireplace? You take a moment to process the fact that Jane has a stuffed human person mounted on a plinth, in her living room. She says it's her pop-pop, which you guess means grandfather. It's kind of hard to parse some of the vocabulary Jane uses sometimes. Anyway, the guy's name was John, and you can't help but see a resemblance to your good friend Egbert. You've encountered enough coincidence by now to know that this must be him, somehow. You must have traveled forwards in time by accident. Sure, we'll pretend it's that simple. Or some such. This is the only possible explanation. You try very hard not to have a whole mental breakdown about your apparently long dead friend, but sadly not hard enough. However, at the sight of your various expressions of horror, shock, and confusion, Jane perks up considerably. Did you know my dear old Pop-Pop? You should have said something. He was a popular fellow, so I suppose it was only a matter of time before one of the friends from his performing heydays came to visit. That's right, Jane. Keep talking about him and your friendship in the past tense. This is totally helping you feel better. By which you mean to say, yes, Jane, you're absolutely right. You are an old, entertaining friend of her Pop-Pops who just so happened to be visiting the area in the middle of the, circus touring season? You try not to be too insulted when Jane eats the lie up without a moment's hesitation. Well, if one of old Pop-Pop Crocker's pals is here, I suppose I can't just turn you out on the street like some nobody. And Papa would never forgive me for giving a family friend the cold shoulder. You simply must stay a while longer. I insist. You cannot help but agree enthusiastically, and here you were thinking this volume was over before it really got started. Gee, this makes a nice change. You've grown accustomed to putting in a lot of hard work to score some hangout time with various people on your journey, but all it took to convince Jane was a pre-established connection with her apparently very wealthy relatives. It just goes to show you stuff. I'm afraid I haven't fulfilled my duties as host very well so far, but I'm determined to change that starting now. But, what to do? You've been playing the game of friendship long enough by now to sense an important decision approaching. Oh, you know. You know. You take a quick inventory of Jane's important character details. You mean, interest and personality traits. She seems to have a passion for the lost art of sleuthing and famous detectives of years past. Her eminent inheritance of a baking conglomerate and her expert spoon wielding likely indicate that she knows her way around a cake or two as well. Why don't we practice some self-care? Yeah, I did both of these. You know what? All this heavy stuff has really been getting to you recently. Christ, you left Alternia to get away from the hell murdery nonsense. But if anything, it feels just as stressful back here on Earth with Jane. The adrenaline rush from the impromptu rescue is beginning to wear off, and your legs start to go all wobbly. You slump down against a wall, exhausted. Man, this really took a lot out of you. Oh gracious, are you alright? Yeah, you just need a minute. Ugh, God. This is so weird and embarrassing. How come it's only once you were out of the bad situation that you stopped being able to cope with it? You try to pull yourself together, but then your stomach growls like an aggressive, hungry cat. Come to think of it, you haven't eaten anything and you don't even know how long. Jane gives you a sympathetic, almost grandmotherly look. It sounds like someone's hungry. You know, I was planning on baking something after taking care of the mail. Although, I guess that it, took care of itself in the end. So, since Plan A seems to have gone up in a pillar of smoke, let's move swiftly on to Plan B. Fancy helping me whip a cake into submission? We can call it a thank you for saving my bacon back there. Gosh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. You feel like you could eat a horse, or even better, a horse made out of cake. You can't remember the last time you've had cake, in fact. Oh. Now if that isn't just about the saddest thing I've ever heard, where's the get said? Live, laugh, bake. Jane sets you up with an apron and starts putting ingredients and utensils, that says pulling, and starts pulling ingredients and utensils out of various cupboards and drawers. Seeing the various colorful bags and boxes all lined up on the kitchen counter fills you with excitement. The idea of collaborating with Jane to make something delicious gets your heart racing. Surely there could be no better path to friendship than this. I'm not liking this Batter Witch apron. Oh hey, it's rebranding day, isn't it? Hopefully that's not gonna cause any problems. Once she seems sure that she's got everything you need, yeah, those were the words, those were the right ones. Jane fiddles with the oven for a few seconds. Just need to set the oven to preheat? Yeah, but wasn't it? Hold on, wait. But I feel like it didn't. That's how it is at the beginning. I think that it wasn't. It was rebranding day was 11/11. Hold on, the Homestuck break. Give me a second. Give me a second. Cause I think. I think I'm remembering this right. It's like, cause she doesn't get the game in the mail. Roxy sends it to her, but the file that Roxy sent to her blew up, and I think she. Hold on. Okay, so. Because I remembered that it was 11/11, I tried searching for just 11/11. What came up was a Spash the Movobi picture is the first thing I see. Anyway. Let's try finding that a different way. Let's try finding the right page a different way. There's a lot of words on this page. There are a lot of nonsense words on this page. Oh, yeah. Are you, wait, hold on. Are you telling me she fell for this thing 3 weeks in a, hold on. Are you telling me she fell for the exploding mailbox 3 weeks in a row? Jane. Jane, I got questions. Three weeks, but like I knew it happened before, but then when she was like, oh yeah, this happened last week. 3 weeks in a row, Jane? Okay. Okay, there we go. Now let's get cracking, shall we? You look around expectantly, hoping to see a recipe book or similar amid the collection of baking equipment. Oh no, we don't need one. My Junior Battermaster's Bowl Buster Stirring Solution 50,000 will do the trick just fine. I mean, yeah. A passionate, burning fire seems to ignite in Jane's eyes as she brandishes her trusty red spoon. We're going to pretend I pronounced all the words in that sentence right. With a well-practiced motion, she adjusts her series of buttons and dials on the side, and a vaguely feminine robot voice begins to speak out of it. Triple chocolate layer cake, medium rare. Begin regimen? Regime. This is regime. I can read. Listen! Jane nods to herself and presses another button. The voice begins listing off a series of ingredients and measurements. You guess this spoon must have a lot more tricks up its sleeve than you originally gave it credit for. Technology really is amazing. You begin to reach for the bag of flour, but with lightning speed, Jane leans over and grabs it herself. She doesn't even seem to notice that she had to bat your hand out of the way. She's adorable. Oh well, that's alright. Jane seems to know what she's doing, and you'd hate to spoil her fun. In the blink of an eye, she has the flour measured out and reaches for the butter. Appraise solidified bovine extract. You will comply. Jane continues her work in a thorough and efficient manner, and Same. Especially when I'm looking down at the words. Jane continues her work in a thorough and efficient manner. The spoon continues reading out instructions in a calm, steady voice. It's somewhat soothing, even if the choice of vocabulary is a bit strange. It certainly seems to be relaxing Jane. Her face was a picture of intense concentration, but now her eyes appear dim and distant. She could almost be asleep. You're just coming to terms with the idea that baking with Jane is a spectator sport rather than a team game when a sudden noise snaps her out of the trance. Oh! Her hand goes to her apron pocket and she fishes out her phone. Something on the screen makes her face light up with gentle excitement. You think you catch the sight of something green, but she doesn't give you a good look at it. Yeah, that's what it said. I have to, take care of this? Whatever it is, it seems to have got Jane into a bit of a tizzy all of a sudden. She thrusts the spoon in your direction. Here! Just follow the instructions. You can't go wrong. This is all happening so fast. Being entrusted with Jane's precious spoon and so early in your friendship? This must be a very great honor. She obviously believes in you a great deal. You try to assure Jane that you won't let her down, but she's already too engrossed in her phone to acknowledge it. You sigh to yourself knowingly. For all her antiquated parsolology and old-timey aesthetic, Jane is still a teen at heart. Add ingredients to vessel. Commence liquidation. Obey. Oh shit. You were so caught up in being judgmental of a young person that you completely lost track of what you were doing, which was, dissolve desiccated cocoa in boiling water. Submit to your labor. Hey, hang on just a moment. You just barely managed to remember what the previous instruction was before the spoon moved on to the next step already. Oh god, what were the other ingredients you needed to add? You try to guess, but there are too many things on the counter and you don't know what half of them even are. You spare a glass at Jane, hoping against some hope that she's noticed your plight, but she's far too distracted to help you right now. You'll just have to work it out by yourself. She's counting on you. Think, damn it, think. Fold cocoa paste into mixture. Make haste, the end is nigh. Eggs! You don't remember doing anything with eggs, but the spoon definitely called for them a while ago. In a blind panic, you grab one and toss it into the bowl. Okay. Only after you've stirred it into the mixture do you remember that it is generally best to remove the shell first. Pour cream into a small saucepan and heat over a low flame for a few minutes, ensuring that it does not boil or simmer. Once the cream is hot, remove the saucepan from the heat. Cease reproduction. The calm robot voice isn't soothing to you. Not anymore. Its dulcet tones have become your tormentor. It wouldn't be so bad if it would slow down for a moment. Is there a speed setting on this spoon? If you just had some more time to think. Are you sure you would like to start over? Ugh, wrong button. You can't go back, not now. You cancel the prompt and grit your teeth into a grim determination. You can fix this. You have to fix this. It's like Jane said all those minutes ago when she sent you on this quest. You can't go wrong. It's at this moment that your eyes land on the bag of sugar. The noticeably unopened bag of sugar is just sitting there, smirking at you, with a look of unbearable smugness on the colorful lettering on its face. Who? Me? What could you possibly need me in a cake for? You tear the bag open and dump the entire contents into the mixing bowl with an ice-cold fury. Then you toss its gutted, lifeless husk into the garbage where it belongs. Revenge has never been sweeter. Oh lordy, sorry to leave you in the lurch for so long. I had to deal with a friend in his daily moment of personal crisis. Although that's not really saying much. Quite frankly, most of his life seems to be one long personal crisis. And I suppose I'm hardly in any position to complain. I do so like his company at the end of the day. So anyway, the cake. Well, how have you been managing? Well, you don't look up at Jane when she comes back over to you a few minutes later, seemingly oblivious to the devastation you've wrought on this poor kitchen. You stare down into the thick, lumpy batter sitting in the bowl in front of you, and in that stodgy, curdled mess, you cannot help but see yourself, a complete and utter failure. Here's the thing. I'm an heir of light. I wasn't like I did, you know the class spec test before they came out with the actual canon one that gives you your aspect. That, according to that one, I'm an heir of mind. But then I took the official one and I got light. And like low-key, here's the thing. If I went with air, was like, I took that test again and air was maybe the third option, but literally the two above it, and you'll see why the two above it were thief and sylph of light. So you see, is everything all right? You want to tell her, to explain that no, Jane, everything is not all right. It's all gone to shit, but you can't look anywhere except down. No, not Prince. Prince was not even, if Prince, I don't know if I think the list has everything. No. No, neither of these tests said I'm a heart player, and it certainly did not give me Prince, so you can shush. I cannot believe you're not I can't believe you're not jumping on this Vriska thing, this Vriska and Arania thing that I just laid out. No! You can feel the bottom falling out of this friendship opportunity like that of a poorly supported Victoria sponge. Once Jane gets a good look at this batter, it's game over. You can't put game over in caps like that. You can't do that. That's illegal. It's game over. You just know it. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna have to do the Dirk route on this stream, and okay. As she peeks over your shoulder at your handiwork, you brace yourself for the dreadful moment you've felt so many times before across countless alternate selves and timelines. You watch for the telltale signs of a person deciding that whatever pathetic and somehow yet unspecified creature you are, they don't want you in their life. But strangely enough, that moment... I need to get something else to drink. R.I.P. in peace. Dirk Gooden involves sending him to therapy, I think. But strangely enough, that moment never comes. Instead, Jane puts a hand lightly on your shoulder and gives you a gentle smile full of teeth. There. No need to pull a face like that. So, yes, this ended up being a little bit of a misadventure, but it's not the end of the world. True. But, like... that has to be the Dirk Gooden. There's no other... But Jane was counting on you, and you let her down. You had something that needed to be fixed, and you couldn't manage it. And on so many other occasions during your journey, you only made things worse. You try to convince Jane of your guilt in this matter, but she simply shakes her head. Shut up. Because it's C-theme, shut up. Oh, pshaw. You did nothing of the sort. You tried to make the best out of a bad and confusing ordeal, and nobody can blame you for that. Even if your best is, admittedly, a little suboptimal. But sometimes, when things go wrong, it's not a simple case of being able to fix it by soldering on blindly in the face of adversity. Sometimes, the only way to set things right is to cut your losses and start over from the beginning. And that's not really the same as giving up. You try with all your might to swallow this good advice Jane is serving you, but the look on your face must not be all that convincing. Jane sighs. Look, I'm sorry for abandoning you in an unfamiliar situation. It wasn't very responsible or leaderly, and it's certainly not becoming of a future president, corporate or otherwise. You suppose that's true. You guess you can accept that this mess was a group effort. Even in failure, it's important to acknowledge the power of teamwork. All the same, you hand Jane's rosy red spoon back to her. You're not worthy of its solemn mantle. Besides, some of the stuff that the robot boy said was beginning to seriously freak you out. Honestly, it meant a lot to me that you were willing to indulge my little hobby for a while. It may be the career path that I've been following my entire life, but you'd be surprised how little I get to talk about it with anyone I come close to. I said, I didn't add words, what? Anyway, wasn't the whole point that we were getting you something to eat? As a thanks for saving my life? Oh yeah, you guess you did do that. Good job, you. Your chest puffs up. I need to get something to drink, but I don't want to get up. And it's only going to get worse. Your chest puffs up instinctively a little with pride, but the motion causes your still empty stomach to make its presence felt again with a loud gurgle. Speaking of which, we still need to take care of that. Letting a friend go hungry is completely unacceptable. So, how does giving it another try sound? Here's an idea. If you pick the recipe, I'll take care of the rest. I promise that I won't get distracted this time, alright? Yeah, that sounds nice. Especially the part where Jane called you a friend. That was the nicest part of all. Cutting our losses! Both of these faces are just a big mood. Oh. Ah! Here, you can look up the recipe using this. I lend my phone to you, but, well, you know how it is with privacy. Jane hands you what appears to be some sort of computerized tiara, stylishly cast in Crocker red plastic. You guess that you just put it on? That's not too complicated. You've seen a more peculiar user interfaces in your various travels across time and space, that's for sure. Shush! No epilogues! Technically, this isn't epilogues here. This is just normal Homestuck. The device fits snugly on top of your head, despite your apparent lack of ears. You feel the Unreal Ares Thoughtwave Tiara Top begin to mesh psychically with your own brain, as you are mentally hooked up to the limitless potential of the internet. Oh, every facet of human knowledge is at your cognitive fingertips. Your mind is awash with 100,000 pictures of cats in silly poses. Wow! Jane is ready and waiting for your instructions. All you have to do is reach out. So you do. You begin to comb the web for something tasty, and you will surrender yourself, and you will cease reproduction, and you will comply, and you will comply, and you will comply. Wait, what? All at once, something hits the inside of your skull and begins to ricochet around your synapses and neurons, seeming to fill every corner and crevice of your brain with a deafening wave of silent noise. A single instruction, uttered with incalculable force, impossible to ignore. Your mind, so susceptible to outside influence, is no match for it. You feel a million sharp pains as a million neural pathways are rearranged to form sharp angles and ordered lines and circuits. And in a blinding flash of light, her design overwhelms every part of me and consumes every atom of me, and then retransmits and amplifies the whole in concert with her will. I cannot know any different because this is all that I am, and it is so much more than I was. And I see her worthless protege's face twist in a look of horror at the sight of my transformation. But I do not spare her a second glance as I look skywards. I am free of such concerns now. And in the eye of the mind that now belongs to her, I see the place I need to go, and I reach out with the power I stole, and I step forward into it. And in her throne room, I kneel beneath her smile as she sets a course for everywhere. There are problems in this universe that require our attention. And I, her new weapon, smile too. We're going to fix everything. Okay. Alright then. Okay. Okay. Like, this is really bad, not just for this timeline, but for all timelines, because, like, seriously, like, think about Kandi with the Zappy power. That was, oh, I don't know what it's called, but that's the Bad End song, right? But it's not, it might just be called Bad End. I know there's a song called Worst End. But, like, are they credited here? Because they're not, yeah. Worst End is the other song that plays when you meet, Doc Scratch. Oh, yeah, no, that song plays every time. But honestly, now I'm curious. I don't actually know what it's called. It might... Is it called Bad End? I'll see if I can find it later. Because I don't know if I'm just overlooking it or if it's not here, but I feel like I'm probably overlooking it. Because, to be fair, there's a lot of words here. Thank you, James Roach, and your naming conventions. Anyway, let's see what happens if we solve a mystery. It's been actually, I am gonna grab something to drink because this ain't it. I'll be right back. I'm back, and you better not do any tomfoolery in my chat. I'm watching you. Maybe now I'll be able to say words. You know, words? Like, pronounce them correctly? Okay. It's been bothering you for a while, but for someone who claims to follow in the footsteps of the very gutsiest of gumshoes, Jane seems pretty unmotivated to find out who's been trying to murder her all these years. Actually, this is Ocean Spray Ruby Red. See, I don't only drink Pepsi. Perhaps you should use the means at your disposal to finally put this mystery to rest, once and for all. You suggest to Jane that maybe you should try to ascertain who the parcel was sent by. By whom the parcel was sent. What? Grammar, silly. It's very important. Oh, of course. You suppose that you agree with that. After all, this is a text-based medium, and shoddy craftsmanship can only ever obscure information. Proper adherence to linguistic conventions is of the utmost importance, ensuring the conveyance of salient details in a timely and comprehensible manner. But damn it, Jane, now isn't the time. You've got a case to solve. Yes, all right. But what exactly are you proposing that we do? There's very little evidence that we could feasibly collect. God, no. The two of you look forlornly out the window again, down to where the mailbox should be. Jane is right. That avenue of investigation went up in smoke a few minutes ago. The investigation has barely gotten started, and the trail has already gone cold in a blazing ball of fire. Excuse you, this came out of the refrigerator? No, this is not warm. Oh my god. I'm mad you got so specific with her name. I don't know what to tell you. It was in my refrigerator. It's reasonably chilled. I'd suggest asking that at the mail office or similar, but I don't suppose they know anything detailed about the package's origins. It's not like regular mail workers have access to that kind of information. To make matters worse, the mail is one of the few public services Crocker Corp doesn't partially own, so I wouldn't be able to pull any strings. I don't suppose there was anyone watching at the time the bomb was placed either. You have to admit, the possibility seems somewhat remote, but that gives you an idea. If there aren't any witnesses to hand, why not make some yourselves? What? Bribe someone to falsify testimony or similar? That's certainly a novel way of going about it. Jane seems to be giving it a lot more thought than you would have expected, but in any case, that wasn't at all what you meant. You explained to Jane that, far from merely being able to transportalize between any two physical locations, you also possess the ability to time travel-ificate to any point in the past or future. Not to be rude, considering that you did just save my life and everything, but that does sound more than a little far-fetched. Jane seems pretty skeptical about this, but you honestly can't be bothered to work through all of her personal misgivings about belief and the feasibility of time travel right now. You've been through this with more than a dozen people already. You decide to take a more proactive approach. Seeing is believing, after all. You grab her wrist and zap back in time. Hope we didn't just, well, I mean, we can't. I was gonna say I hope we didn't just make a doomed timeline because this didn't happen in the past, but we have the zappy powers. What's a doomed timeline? Jane, meet past Jane. Jane, meet future Jane. You trust that this will suffice as evidence. I don't, alright, moving on. You appear next to the bush that you hid behind earlier and take refuge in it once again. A conveniently abandoned wristwatch on the ground nearby indicates that you have traveled to an hour into the past. No sign of the white cat yet. The mailbox is there in all its beautiful, unexploded majesty, but stands empty as of right now. This is perfect. All you have to do now is wait for the truth to come to you. See, Jane? Isn't this exciting? Jane? Roxy! Dang, now I have to think of a Roxy voice real quick. This voice may change when Roxy's route comes out, but 911, what's your emergency? Please note that misplaced apostrophes on stop signs do not constitute an emergency. Anne. Lalande, help! I'm stuck in the past. I'm Roxy, actually. My reaction is Roxy's. Alameo, yes. What it that tipped you off? Was it the fact that nobody else talks like it's the 1920s? What? No! I mean this entirely literally. I am quite literally stuck in the past, in a temporal sense. Oh. OMG, wait, really? Who told you that? Was it? I bet it was it. Yoinking my thunder. Okay, you were saying his. I didn't even realize she was saying his chum handle because I just thought she was messing up. I just thought she was fucking up typing. Was it TT? I bet it was TT. Yoinking my thunder. God damn it, Strider. No. You're not listening to me. I have been transported back in time by a mysterious entity who recently saved my life from yet another ridiculous assassination attempt. Oh. Okay. Damn. False alarm, I guess. Wait. GCAT can time travel now? No, this is a different mysterious entity. They don't seem to be related to the God Cat as far as I can tell. They rescued me from a parcel bomb in the mailbox a short while ago, and have since taken it upon themselves to help me find out who was responsible. They're remarkably enthusiastic about the issue, almost as if it were their civic duty somehow. So, a number of mysterious abilities. I see exactly where you're going, Roxy. Intimate knowledge of male safety, and a compulsion to aid random citizens. Are you sure this person isn't just your mailman, Janie? I mean, I really thought we were going to say this, that I was a superhero, but okay. I mean, who knows what kind of magic those little guys can pull off? I'm pretty certain they have absolutely nothing to do with the profession of mail delivery in any practical sense. Anyway, the point is, we're now an hour in the past from our perspective, waiting for the perpetrator to place a bomb that not a few minutes ago threatened to blow me to kingdom come. It's all a bit much to take in. Well, shucks, Buster. Shucks, Buster indeed. While Jane has busied herself with something on her phone, you've been keeping a— We're not eavesdropping? Can you believe? Jane's texted twice, and we haven't read either conversation over her shoulder. That's character growth. You've been keeping a lookout for anything suspicious. So far, nothing has happened, but now, just out of sight, you can hear the telltale sound of a vehicle approaching. You quickly gently elbow Jane in the ribs to get her attention, and the two of you peek your heads tentatively out of the bush. You watch as an unassuming van pulls up outside of the house. You keep watching as an unremarkable person gets out and carries a small pile of mail over to the mailbox, totally unsuspicious. Is this just the mailman? Is this just the normal mailman? This is actually a mailman. Hi! Homestuck. This is just the actual mailman, huh? From this distance, you can't really make out anything about them at all. This isn't nearly as helpful or informative as you had hoped. This is no good. We can't eat— bleh. Words. This is no good. We can't see anything from all the way over here. I think we might have to resort to one of the more advanced tactics in every detective's arsenal. I propose that we accost this delivery worker, tie them up, and then scrupulously interrogate them for any information they might have. You guess that would work? Jane seems remarkably unconcerned with the ethical qualms inherent in assaulting a public servant, and at some point you would have found this extremely alarming, but after a few months on Alternia, you are so accustomed to this kind of thing that the thought of actually disagreeing doesn't even occur to you. What did I say about hinting at epilogue Jane? Jane gets into position to lead the charge. You reach your hand into a tear in reality, rummage around for a moment, and retrieve a long length of rope from somewhere in Terezi's hive. Hopefully she won't miss it. You mutter a quick prayer of apology to the guardian deities of male workers everywhere, somewhere. PM just had a heart attack. And then, now! We're really kidnapping a mailman, huh? The two of you leap from your hiding spot and tackle the hapless stranger just as they were about to climb back into the van. Have at you! Jane is brandishing her trusty spoon as threateningly as any sword. The poor defenseless postman is taken completely by surprise and topples to the ground. You quickly tie their arms and legs and then zap all three of you back out of sight behind the bushes again. Then, Jane sets to work. She fixes your captive with a cast iron stare, and with ruthless efficiency... Exactly! begins to rattle off a relentless stream of astute and insightful questions. Her tongue is like a whip, beating her quarry into submission. You watch in silent horror as she verbally dismantles this unfortunate soul, piece by fearful piece. It's like watching a dozen interrogation scenes from a dozen gritty crime dramas and noir detective flicks all at once. She pretends to smoke an invisible cigar at one point, seemingly without noticing at all. You don't even have words for what she does with the spoon. When Jane finally pauses to catch her breath, the nameless and faceless courier manages to choke out a few words and spill the beans. It's a scant few beans, you are sorry to say. They say they don't know much. Hell, with the dame roughing them up like that, they can't even remember their own name. But they do remember the mysterious package marked "Handle with Care" and addressed to the Crocker residence. They say that they remember thinking that there was nowhere else the package could have been headed. With a surname like that, it was only fitting, you know, with that big red spoon on the side of the box and everything. Jane doesn't say anything else. She just stands up and unties the prisoner. They are free to go. You flash them a look which you hope says something like, "I'm sorry for helping this distressed teenager tie you up in order to satisfy her curiosity, and I appreciate your ongoing public service, but you've never been great at nonverbal communication." A notification rings out from Jane's phone. Perhaps chatting to a friend in this trying time will offer her some comfort? You wander a short distance away, allowing Jane some space to process what has happened. You've learned the hard way that privacy is a fundamental right that should always be respected. Really, look at this character growth. I'm so proud of them. MSPA reader out here becoming a better person. How goes the investigation? Did you threaten a retail worker or something yet? OMG, Janie, you did, didn't you? God damn it, we've talked about this. Jane, are you okay? No. I can't believe that I'm typing this. The company. My company. It appears that they were the ones who sent the bomb. Okay. You were right about them, I suppose. You're being serious right now. You're not like pranking me super hard for the mega lols. No, of course not. I'm hardly in a joking mood. Valid. Jane, this is great. What? You finally pulled through. The better bitch. I'm surprised they didn't call her that more in canon. The better bitch had the wool over your eyes, but by no more. I'm so happy. What? No, this is awful. Oh, right. Of fucking course what I meant was that... Ugh! Will you please just stop talking for a second? I can't think with your endless ruddy face blithering all the time. I nearly died for the umpteenth time this morning, but survived, only to have my entire worldview start to collapse before my very eyes by way of some mysterious time travel magic. Jeez Louise, this is easy for you. In fact, this must be Christmas and birthday come early for all three of you. You finally got what you wanted, which was to prove me wrong. Your insane collective conspiracy about my entire life being part of some evil plot looks like it might just hold water after all. Congratulations. Go on, say that you told me so. Here, I'll even type it out for you and for you to copy and paste so you don't have to worry about any more. I love the fact that she just censored herself like this in the middle of this rant. Faced spelling errors. I told you so. No, I'm not really sure what to say. You're kind of scaring me. I'm sorry. This is scaring me too. Jane sighs. You guess the conversation must be taking a turn for the heavy, but you can't say for sure. You're feeling good about your decision not to pry into this private discussion. It would truly be some kind of fucked up to intrude at such a vulnerable moment when people are rarely seen at their best. It feels as though I'm in the middle of an ocean. Well, Jane, now I'm in the middle of an ocean. Scratch that. It feels like my whole world is an ocean. Interesting. Something so immense, so dark, so vast and deep that I can't even begin to imagine what might be beneath the surface. Everything that I have ever known, everything that I've ever been, it's sinking down into it and vanishing with nary a trace, and my only solace is to jump off my own volition before I'm pulled under by force. Jump of my own volition before I'm pulled under by force. And what, is someone going to catch me and help me stay afloat? The only float my best friend in the world has any familiarity with is flipping cocktails. OMG. Jane, I know you're like being kind of mean and exasperated right now, but it means a lot to hear that I'm your best friend. Illy. A heart. Ugh. Roll out, please. I'm only trying to express the depth of my existential confusion over here. The ocean, Lalonde. The abyssal infinite ocean. Can you even imagine what that's like? Can she even imagine what that's like? Can she even imagine what that's like? For anybody here, just in case, for anybody here who doesn't know Homestuck, she literally, pink girl here, Roxy, literally lives in the middle of an endless ocean in which she's one of the only two surviving humans in existence. On second thought, never mind. This whole analogy is contrived and nonsensical and couldn't possibly have any emotional relevance to anyone. Another sigh. God, I'm sorry. I'm not handling this well at all. I mean, wait, hold on. I mean, to be honest, no. But let's be real, IDK with the precise arrangement of emotional responses would even realistically qualify as what handling this whale fish pun for topic appropriateness. Like, I had like this whole plan for how I'd get you to accept the truth. And it would have worked because, let's be real, I'm a fucking genius. Fucking. These two lines are really killing me right now. Anyway, but also, I'm pretty sure that it would have involved blowing up a whole bunch more shit. Or at least, mega espicades. How about shenanigans? Oh, you know it. She nanny guns out the ass. The point is, I knew it would be hard, maybe hazardous to our relationship or your physical health, but I knew that you were worth it. And also, for what it's worth, I don't give a effing fuck about dunking on your ass. None of us do. With a third and final huff, Jane slumps down on the ground, visibly deflated. All the tempest and fury is gone out of her, and now she's just sitting and gazing glumly at the wall of bubblegum pink on her screen. She seems utterly miserable. You want to comfort her, to offer solace and friendly counsel in this trying time. There comes a moment in every team's upbringing when she realizes that the globe-spanning multi-billion-dollar corporation which is her birthright has also been responsible for some pretty shady and heinous nonsense, including multiple attempts on her own life. It's just part of growing up. But somehow you just can't find the words, and maybe it's not your place to comment anyway. Before you can think of something to say, Jane shakes her head and starts typing again. Alright, that's enough sitting around and feeling all forlorn. I'm feeling P-okay, actually. No, me! I'm talking about myself. This new reality is one that I simply have to accept, whether I like it or not, and it's no good to be glum about it, especially not if it leads me to mistreat my nearest and dearest. So I'm not going to be the leader of a worldwide mega corporation. Big deal. There are better things to be applying my savvy towards. The friends who have my back, for instance. OMG, Janie, I'm loving this new enthusiasm. I understand that I've been remiss in my duties as of late, but that ends now. Where once I had a duty to my heritage, now I have a duty to those who care about me. The call of leadership comes from elsewhere. OMG, yes, these words you're typing, meaningful and full of poignancy. Jane strikes a pose that looks at once determined, bold, fearless, and resolute, and all while still typing furiously away on her mobile. It just goes to show how hard she must have trained for a moment like this. And so, for my first act as a responsible friend with eyes unclouded by the sugary haze of a manipulative baking empire, I say that it ends here. The game in which we've been pawns for years stops today. Yes! Hell yeah, yes! I think I've rather gone off the idea of games altogether, haven't you? Specifically, I lost. Specifically, the game. Hell fucking yeah. Oh, wait, what? The alpha. I've decided that I'm not going to participate. It's a Crocker Corp product, and it's clearly part of some grand evil scheme or another. It'd be positively suicidal to consider playing it at this point. Well, yes, but what? There's no doubt in my mind about it. Furthermore, as your friend, and as one recently reminded of her duty, of care in this regard, I feel like I should strongly advise against any of us playing it, or anyone at all, for that matter. Now that I think about it, it's our solemn responsibility to ensure that nobody ever gets their hand on this game. Just imagine the havoc it could wreak. Oh, nice! We've got 1 week before the alpha is due to release. I'm certain we can think of some nefarious schemes to disrupt it in the meantime if we work together as a team. I trust I'll be able to count on your hacker skills in this endeavor. Sure. Completely accidental lack of excitement in my 6 skills are yours to command. I knew it! You are the best BFFC one could hope for! Jane clears her throat, pockets her phone, and seems to have reached some kind of conclusion. That chat looked from outside like it was one huge emotional journey from start to finish. You're glad that Jane seems to be feeling better for having had it, whatever they ended up talking about. Sometimes all you need is a friend to vent things towards in a healthy and productive manner. I really can't believe we didn't read any of that over her shoulder. I suppose I should thank you again. Without your help, I may have never learned the truth. It's quite possible I would have lived out the rest of my potentially very short life without another opportunity to see things for what they really were. I don't know how I shall ever repay you. Since nothing today has changed the fact that Jane is ludicrously wealthy, you can think of a great number of ways she can feasibly repay you, but that might just be pushing it a little too far all at once. So instead, you effortlessly spin some yarn about this being what friends are for, and so on. It's a speech you've given many, many times before. Oh! She's so... look at her! I've depended on you for a great deal, but now I think it's time to forge my own path, and under my own steam. I'll show the world what Jane Crocker can accomplish with naught but her two bare hands. Now, if you will excuse me, I have an existential crisis to avert. This is cute. Set Jane down the path of leadership. I'm surprised there's not like a little special one for the whole Candace situation. That's not good. Hey, that's not good.